They are doing their best. Oh, they are doing their best to destroy the foundation of momentum in women's college basketball that was laid during March Madness. Women's college basketball, it's kind of at a crossroads right now. Make no mistake about it. These young ladies, they are at the top of the mountain for now. They have made it for now. You have the perfect storyline going into next season if you're able to properly manage it. You have the perfect hero versus villain story. Caitlin Clark, fan favorite, All-American girl from Iowa. Angel Reese, dominating force, in your face, unapologetic, national champion. You could not write a better story going into next season. With everything that happened Sunday, with everything that has happened in the last 72 hours, this right here is your cash cow storyline. Caitlin Clark is doing and saying all the right things. She's playing her part to perfection. Angel Reese, same thing. Angel Reese is excellent in her role as the villain. And look, being the villain is not a bad thing. It's necessary. Basketball, more than any other sport outside of maybe the UFC, the sport of basketball is heavily reliant on storylines to be successful, especially a newcomer to the spotlight like women's college basketball, who has traditionally been an afterthought in this country. I often say, the NBA generates more headlines. The NBA is often more interesting and entertaining to the casual fan off the court. The dramatics off the court, they are used to draw you in and convince you to watch the actual game. For women's college basketball, there's just one small problem. One tiny, tiny little problem. It's the crossroads that I mentioned earlier. You've got two paths that you're staring at here. And the mainstream media, they have already chosen the path for women's college basketball. Historically, this is the path of failure because they've chosen the path of exploiting mythical racism. And we have seen countless times how that's worked out before. Go ask Adam Silver in the NBA how well mythical racism worked out for them. Go ask Rob Manfred, Major League Baseball, how succumbing to the great myth worked wonders for our league. Our ratings have never been worse. How did it work out for Colin Kaepernick, Jemele Hill, Tiffer the Bongo Sniffer at MSNBC, Donnie Lemon at CNN? The path of mythical racism, it is the path of destruction. I know this is hard for some to believe. Let me let you in on a little secret. Let me give you some brief insight here. White people who don't see color, they don't like to be called racist. Every slight against you, every hint of criticism, it does not make you a victim of mythical racism. Yesterday, pretend Dr. Jill Biden did the unthinkable. And guys, look, I know Jill Biden has a doctorate in education or something like that. I thought it was obvious that I was joking yesterday. I called that out because the media keeps pretending like Jill Biden is a real doctor. But anyway, Jill Biden, PD. She was speaking somewhere yesterday. As you guys know, anytime you put a live microphone in front of the facial orifice of someone with the last name of Biden, nothing good can come from it. Watch for yourself.
So congratulations to both teams. So I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. So, we'll have LSU come. But you know what? I'm going to tell Joe, I think Iowa should come too because they played such a good game. So, right? So winners and losers, that's sportsmanship. That's good sportsmanship.
Most of us normal people, we see this for what it really is. This is grandma being grandma. This sounds exactly like something my mom would say about my little nephews. I know they were 0-16, KC, but they deserve a nice trophy too. They were so adorable when they kept losing. Does anyone really think Jill Biden knows a damn thing about sports? Hell, is there a Biden that's an expert on anything? Well, KC, I hear Hunter Biden is an expert when it comes to handling the needle. I am no defender of the Bidens. I think this administration's been the worst in my lifetime, but Jill Biden inviting the young women from Iowa to the White House, that is not an example of mythical racism. The doc is an out-of-touch older woman who knows nothing about sports. That's it. But you're not going to hear that from the mainstream media. No. According to Shannon Sharp, hey, it's me, Shay Shay, my mood is always gay. Yesterday on Undisputedly Woke, Shay Shay pretended like this was an attack on black people. How dare my personal physician invite those white losers to the White House? This is insulting to black people. Let me tell you what should be insulting to black people. Yesterday, Shay Shay, he also claimed that Jill Biden inviting Iowa to the White House would cause Joe Biden to lose the African American vote in the next election. Remember who put you in the White House, sir. We have all the power. If I was a black man or woman, I would be insulted by Shannon Sharpe. You think I am so racially sensitive? You think I am so unintelligent that I would base my voting decisions on some meaningless invite to the White House? The rest of the shitfucks in the mainstream media, they are doing their best to destroy any momentum building in women's college basketball. Earlier this morning, Jemele Hill published her latest piece of propaganda for The Atlantic. It was preceded by the absolute filth Carron Phillips wrote for Deadspin. I got some breaking news for you this morning. Carron received his orders from deacons at Woke United Methodist. They issued a new directive, Addendum 1929 to the Woke Commandments. Are you ready? Calling someone classless is now considered racist. Yeah. According to Carron, classless is now equivalent to a racial slur. You're not calling someone classless because they lack class. No. You are doing this because of your inherent racism. Both of these articles from Smelly Jemele and Clueless Carron, they push the same tired narrative the media has been pushing for the last 72 hours. It is so unfair. Angel Reese is criticized for talking trash by faceless avatars on Twitter, while ESPN puts together highlight packages of Caitlin Clark and her legendary shit-talking. Look, do I think the criticism Angel Reese received Sunday afternoon was fair? No. Do I think it's possible there is a double standard at play here? Yes, entirely possible. Now, you could argue Angel Reese took it a bit too far. You could argue that her taunting reached a level of being disrespectful, but that is what happens in sports. That's what happens in a highly emotional and highly competitive environment. Yes, Caitlin Clark was glorified for doing the same thing. Angel Reese was criticized by Keith Olbermann, Dave Portnoy, and some group of unknown lonely men on Twitter. Did Angel Reese deserve it? Was it fair? No, but guess what else? Life is not fair. Let me ask you something. Where is this same energy from the media when the roles are reversed? You know what else is unfair? Shitfucks like Jemele Hill and Carron Phillips, they can use a situation like this to generalize and convict an entire race, an entire country of mythical racism. Jemele Hill can accuse people of having white privilege. Carron Phillips can write the most disgusting propaganda, the most disgusting lies. Talbert Swan, he literally demonizes white people every day on Twitter. Yet, they receive no backlash. Hell, not only do they not receive backlash, they're praised for doing it. They are portrayed as expressing their outrage against the evil white oppressor. On a nightly basis, Joy Reid demonizes people based on race and gets away with it. Now, what do you think would happen if Tucker Carlson did the same thing on Fox News, Sean Hannity, Glenn Beck? What do you think would happen if I repeated Joy Reid's hateful rhetoric, saying the same thing she says about white people, about black people? This channel would be deleted in seconds, but it's perfectly fine when they do it. Now, I don't know about you guys, that seems unfair too, right? But the reality of it is, there are a lot of things in life, there are a lot of perceptions in life that are unfair. It doesn't make you a victim. It doesn't mean you're being oppressed. Like I said the other day, Dawn Staley created this narrative over the weekend. Angel Reese grabbed the torch and allowed the media to release the toxic farts that fan the flames. I believe taking this path of mythical racism, I think this could be detrimental to the perception of women's college basketball. The thing is, all of this could have been avoided Angel Reese, she could have put a stop to it. Instead of fanning the flames, she could have come out and said, it is not fair that I'm being criticized for doing the same thing as Caitlin Clark, but I choose to rise above it. I refuse to become a victim of things I can't control. If Angel Reese had done that, the mainstream media, they don't have the ammunition to make Angel Reese the ultimate victim. Now, of course, she's doing the complete opposite. Once Jill Biden experienced what it felt like, once she became the next victim of the woke turning on the woke, Jill Biden issued a retraction along with an apology. She apologized to Angel Reese and the young women from LSU and once again extended the invitation to the White House. Angel Reese issued a response. Apology not accepted. Let those white girls from Iowa have that Biden spotlight. We're going to make our visit to the Obamas, the real president and first lady. There's an old saying, there's no such thing as bad publicity. That could not be further from the truth. Go ask Adam Silver and Rob Manfred how much damage bad publicity can do. With all this negativity, with this nonstop talk of mythical racism, will that have a negative impact on women's college basketball going into next season? Is Angel Reese ruining women's college basketball? I guess it remains to be seen. The good news is they're about to fall out of the news cycle for the next 6 or 7 months, but we have seen this movie before. We have seen what happens when star athletes victimize themselves and exploit their own race. We damn sure know what happens when the mainstream media gets behind it. There is a huge difference between good heat and go-away heat. Angel Reese seems to be developing go-away heat. She's not helping herself. She's not helping her sport. This morning, I did some digging. I was able to find a former high school coach who coached against Angel Reese in high school. He praised her for having God-given talent. He praised her supreme athletic ability, but he also claimed that Angel Reese lacked humility and impulse control, meaning this behavior that we're seeing is a pattern. Now, I'm sure some of that has to do with her age and immaturity, but I think some of it also has to do with this constant perceived negativity surrounding young black women, pushed by the media. I have watched a lot of clips of Angel Reese the last few days, and almost every one of them, she always seems to be on the defensive. She acts like America is out to get her, based off the tweets of lonely men on Twitter. Last I checked, the opinion of Keith Olbermann doesn't reflect the country. Just because Dave Portnoy criticizes you doesn't mean there is some racial epidemic sweeping America and you're the victim of it. Right now, we should be celebrating the record ratings. We should be celebrating the achievements of women's college basketball. What are we doing instead? All Angel Reese and the media want to talk about is race. But give me your thoughts. Do you think this controversy helps or hurts women's college basketball? I mean, this same controversy destroyed the ratings in the NBA. It damaged Major League Baseball, ruined the image of LeBron James. Is this case with women's college basketball? Is this going to be different? You let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.